through the village is far. We're speaking the truth, no matter who you are. Stand up, people. The future is now. No stories of old. We teach a light on kings and 8-5, making voices be heard. Every question counts, every single word. Evening light breaking, people tuning in. Different voices calling, let the talk begin. From corruption talk to the people, them cry. It's like worldwide. Community voices, youth them rising strong. Mama them calling, saying things been wrong. We need solution, not it all. Time to fix the system, time to take the war. No fear, no favor. We're speaking it clear. The truth might be bitter, but the people must hear. From county to county, the message goes spread. Better Liberia, that's the road ahead. That's the issue, Lord in again. Truth on the airwaves, calling us citizens. From Liberia to the village is far. We're speaking the truth, no matter who you are. That's the issue. Stand up, people. The future is now, not stories old. We teach a light on the radio, making voices be heard. Every question counts, every single word. Politicians talk, but the people want proof. No more empty promise, we demand the truth. Every patient on, yeah. Jobs for the youth. Let the leaders answer. Let them show the truth. From the 15 counties, every citizen matter, no one escapes. It's now the country. We all gotta say, face the issues now. Don't delay. Talk your mind. Stand your ground. Let the truth come out loud. Make it shake the town. Face the issues. No more silence. Liberia rising. Making it proud. Colin, speak up. Your voice matters. This is more than a show. It's a movement. When Liberians are desperate for leadership to deliver, desperate to know the truth, and desperate to know the real issues confronting the country.
They will see this election, it will not lie. Because if you do it, that's the end of this country.
Well, the government, all the ministers in the government, they lie. They don't put also everything they say, they don't say the truth.
The people of Liberia, if you allow the opposition to win, you will suffer. The Liberians will suffer.
And the facts surrounding those issues, there is only one forum that provides the answers. Face the issue on Kings FM. John Anthony Eperet Godson Williams, commonly known as Teacher Live, from Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the most analytical and most stimulating conversation training for the day.
That's the funny thing about Unity Park. In a football game, if we were playing a tournament, they beat us today and we drop out of the tournament. Our focus now is not the tournament again. Unity Party get their opponent, the Liberian people, they lead the Liberian people, then they come back to their team that they defeated. Everyone said that they put a crack away.
Face the issue, speak out the facts in advocating for the right of Liberia. Face the issue brings you logic, explain logic, and advance you to discuss with logic. It's Face the Issue. Comes on your airway from Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Kings FM 88.5. Don't miss it.
We have seen a systematic erosion of democracy, executive overreach, and open disregard for our constitution. Lawlessness in the legislature, with the presidency turning a blind eye, even when the assembly hall of our democracy go up in flames. Security forces brutalizing peaceful citizens, while millions are being spent on so-called operations that offer no protection to ordinary Liberians. They said we were the problem, but now the Liberian people can see for themselves. The real problem is the unity party that is now in power. The time has come to speak the truth without fear. This government is failing and Liberia is paying the price. For seditions, let us not lose hope. Even the longest night must give way to daylight. Even the strongest storm must pass. We are still standing and we are still strong. We will not give up on Liberia. We will not give up on our people. And we will never give up on CDC. We are the party of the slums and the city. We are the voice of the voiceless. We are the protectors of the poor and the defender of their dreams. From New Bruton to Peaceville, from Buchanan to Bond Mines, from Sunny Quarter to Southtown, the CDC remains in the hearts of the people. This rally is a clear sign. We are reorganizing, we are preparing, we are coming back. I say to you, we are coming back. But in order to do that, we must build a strong, together we must fortify the one institution that can correct the failure of the Bouaka administration. And that institution is the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change. This is why I call on all of you today, not just to believe, but to act. Not just to hope, but to build. Let us invest in the movement that has invested in you. Let us pay our due so that the party remains financially and politically prepared. Your dues are more than money. They are a seed of commitment, a pledge of loyalty, and a symbol of hope. I'm so proud to launch this due payment campaign today because it means that you, the grassroots, you, the real owner of this party, are ready to step forward, take charge, and prepare for the future. As your political leader, I promise you this: we will not rest, we will not retreat, we will organize, mobilize, and energize until we reclaim the leadership of Liberia. But let's do it the CDC way, peacefully, lawfully, strategically, and respectfully. Because when our time comes, and it will come, believe me, we must be ready not just to win, but to govern better. We must correct the wrongs, improve the system, and restore the dignity of the Liberian people. So let us unite, let us rise, let us believe, and let us build. And to all our young people, I say, stay focused, stay clean, stay strong. To our women, you are the backbone of this movement. Keep rising, To our elders, your wisdom is still needed. Stay with us. And to our opponent, we see the failure and we are coming to face it. Again, Nelson Mandela said in a quote, it always seems impossible until it is done. Unquote. The party is alive, strong and mighty. The revolution shall continue. They believe we will uphold to death. The future is not beyond us. The future is still ahead. And together we will get there. And so I want to close with this advice. Wait well. Liberia and Liberians will call on you again. And therefore, be prepared to win again and lead again. Remember, we are the common people. So let us all unite for the betterment of our country. And our people.
The Bouaka, we used to go to him, even fee Bouaka because of his title. Make him comfortable because of a title. But you see what he's doing? He got a lot of gangsters around here thinking that Liberia is afraid of gangsters. It's a lie.
But you should be concerned as well. Why it is true that you're in opposition, you should be concerned. You also have a responsibility to maintain the peace of the country. Though the burden has shifted on the government to maintain the peace.
AB, I've always kept the peace of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay.
During Ellen time, I've kept the peace. During President Dota, I kept the peace. Amos Oyo time, I kept the peace. Charles Taylor time, I kept the peace. I have never broken anything in this country. I work for peace in our country, and I'm on record. Even the United Nations know that I work for peace. So I'm not trying to break the peace. What I'm telling you that those people that say they came to rescue us, they are breaking the laws of the Republic, and it is wrong. If you can't see it, AB, it is wrong. It is wrong. Because in the government that I serve, any position was respected. Today, you can say that you're taking the person off because he associated with somebody. No, but you see, we are different. The respect I have for Ellen Johnson, I kept that respect. And the respect I kept for her, to respect the laws of the Republic. I even work with Ellen Johnson as a peace ambassador. I don't have a issue of keeping the peace of the country. Of course, we are peaceful. But we will not allow people to break our laws and then intimidate people and we just sit. That would never happen. You know, we're in opposition. Ellen Johnson, Madam Ellen Johnson said, let me give her the respect because that's somebody that I respect so much. She did some things that we disagree and we went to her and spoke to her. By the rule of law, you know, we have the right to protest and we protest. We went to Ellen and she understood that. She came on the table and we talked.
No, the Supreme Court have been serving people on the horse. The marshal know how to serve people. So if it is today that the marshal don't know how to serve people, it's up to them. You think that we are here? Let Joseph Boakai go in the country. Joseph Boakai does not own this country. This country is owned by the Nigerian. Joseph Boakai, please you can go, Gospel. I'm gonna go. Joseph Boakai has decided to rob this country. Joseph Boakai is a common criminal, and he thinks he will spoil the justice system of this country. So it is today that the Supreme Court don't know how to serve people. It's up to them. The Supreme Court, look, my lawyer just called me. He said he took a few up to the 4 bench. When it reached the 4 bench, now the 4 bench on there as I do here.
The justice in chambers told your lawyers that
your people gonna rob
the
me.
justice in chambers told your lawyers that you should have impressed your legal team with the rules.
So I'm working with the court now. Do I work with the court? I do not work with the court. I do not work with the court. The court is coming to do the work of the court. This court have been serving that house. This court, this Supreme Court have been serving that house. And then today, because of my kids, they don't know how to serve the house. It's up to them. When the country, investors are on their way coming. Look, Mr. Boakai have lost control of the public.
So until the 4 bench can listen to this matter and make a determination.
They just said even though the returns shows that it was properly, served, but it can be challenged for not following the procedures. And you as lawyers of the respondent should have, in collaboration with the respondent, know the rules of the house as to whom to serve, do you think you follow the procedures of that as said by this tradition?
And so that is the reason why we took exception to the Chief Justice ruling. We disagree with the ruling, right? It is not our responsibility to set precepts on another branch of government, but rather that is the responsibility of the office of the marshal, right? This branch of government have been involved in cases where they have set precepts on that branch of government, and if they have done it properly, why is the managing properly? Assuming that was the case.
So you're saying that the marshal should have done the work and not you?
Well, we took exception to whatever because the house, the lower house, this is the house there, they have reason to know that there was a problem in this court. Evidence by the fact that the speaker on the day of the hearing even asked the pledge. You serve as a witness, you serve for testimony.
I mean, you also right here. Okay, your case today, it was, I mean, the ruling was on today, just ended the court denied your bill of information.
When Joseph Boga went to country. Look, the Supreme Court have been sending people on a horse. The marshal know how to sell people. So if it is today that the marshal don't know how to sell people, it's up to them. You think that we are here? Let Joseph Boga go in the country. Joseph Boga does not own this country. This country is owned by the Nigerian. Joseph Boga, please leave the road, boss man. I'm gonna go. Joseph have decided to rob this country. Joseph Boga is a common criminal, and he think he will spoil the justice system of this country. So it is today that the Supreme Court don't know how to sell people. It's up to them. The Supreme Court, look. Just for me, he said he took a people up to the full bench. When it reached for the full bench, now the full bench on as I do here.
The justice in chambers told your lawyers that the justice in chambers told your lawyers that you should have impressed your legal team with the rules. So
I'm working with the court now. Do I work with the court? I do not work with the court. I do not work with the court. The court is coming to do the work of the court. This court have been serving the house. This Supreme Court have been serving the house. And then today, because of my kids, they don't know how to serve the house. It's up to them. When the country, investors are on their way coming. Look, Mr. Parker have lost control of this country. Mr. Parker have become very irresponsible. Mr. Parker went to Dumia men for all of him. All men like him. Be reckless. You listen to Dumia. Dumia say, I have a polar issue. Somebody took a land to tell the person, say, you own my land. Why are you doing that? I have a polar issue. He talking to them on radio patrol go low. Joseph Boga go low.
So you think there's an interference from the executive?
A level Joseph Boga don't even interfere with Qatar like a business. When I want to interfere with time, they interfere with time. Look, this thing will not move me. I'm on my way to see my family. Look, I got the information saying yesterday. I told Stanton, I said Kaba will rule this way. Senator said, I said Kaba will rule this way because you got so many team collect like I epilepsy. Your folk cannot play in a shoe. Any shoe you will wear the slipper. Those are serious people. Bringing the country to public relative, they cannot move me. When I get back in the country, I go my country.
This is the first stage. So do you believe in the justice system?
I believe in anything. Let us spoil the country.
What happened if you reach the full bench?
Let the full bench come here outside. You think I react here? I don't care. Spoil the country because I get it. We expect Mr. Parker to be one of the best person ever in the country. But instead of being one of the best person ever in the country, he has become a reckless old man that knows very well that the lane there is for Guinea. Look, I'm maintaining that the lane that Guinea owns for them. I'm maintaining my statement. I cannot revoke my statement. It is for Yeke to tell Mr. Parker sorry to be represented, to hell with the representative job. I don't need it. I don't need it. You see me pass around calling Joseph Parker. That one are talking recklessly. He's talking to them when Patrick go low. To hell with Joseph Parker. What do I get?
You sound so disappointed today.
I don't sound, I'm always active. I can never get disappointed about reckless men that were already in the grave. Joseph Parker already dead. I brought him back to life. So Joseph Parker, I can make Joseph Parker scared. He can make me scared. When the ball bounce, the root change. What the person?
Will you back President Parker before you come back? Are you going to back him before you come back? Joseph Parker.
I said Joseph Parker, I will kill my man. Joseph Parker owe me apology and he will extend the apologies. Then he said, say Joseph Parker, Yeke said to hell with you.
Follow that to your supporters. What do you have to say to them?
Let me say to my supporters, he's strong. The process have started. When the ball bounce, the rule will change. And when the rule change, Joseph Parker becomes the least person ever in the country. Because he's another criminal.
We have identified before a particular time we come. And the one our way we have reached out to take out before somewhere in the community before in a station room or getting the capital. All the way in the professional investment. calling the party, he's calling the former official, he's calling, you must give deference and respect to them. You know, I can say you are not prepared for us, and you want to call us. And so I know it is an attempt to get demoralized the former finance minister, keeping us like we're waiting the wrong way or waiting way, and when we're ready to find it. I'm going back. If the chairman is ready this time, we will write on again, and when he does that, this time we come again, he does the same thing, and they are not, in fact, taking us to the investigation with us to talk to the
It's a witch hunt. This is a witch hunt. We cannot change the laws because of Samuel 12. We can't do that. The country will stay, we will go. We need to be reminded by history. There were powerful people in this country. Some of us who were young, little bit older in age, in the 80s, we saw people, men that we saw in this town. Certain time came, we saw them, that they were people who had never served government before. Government will come and government will go, but this is the law. We can't change the law. This is a witch hunt. Imagine, immediately after the verdict, the next day we receive a call and a letter, summary, the former finance minister for another criminal investigation. You don't have to be a politician or a political scientist to understand that this is not a witch hunt. This is witch hunt. This is witch hunt. If I were a prosecutor, I would not issue that kind of assignment or request. But this is witch hunt. And we listen to some practitioners, even are inviting the finance minister. They say, even if you get the authorized the money to go to somebody, spending agency, your duty is to follow up with that spending agency and ask them how they spend the money. Is that the authority under the PFM law of the Minister of Finance? No. The Minister of Finance, his authority is to spend the money, and when he's spending the money, he must have the authorized authority. Who is responsible? The spending agency must account for how they spend the money. That's why we'll have the GAC to conduct audit. So this is witch hunt. So when somebody tells me that because the finance minister authorized expenditure and you are going to make a follow-up, you kidding me? The finance minister of the country? But this is not good for our democracy. For those who don't know, some who are actors in our body politics, some of them were not here when we're in a conflict. Nobody prays for conflict in this country. They always say it. I want our country peaceful. But the point is, we are thinking that we must not repeat the history, the wrongs of the past. The people who repeat the wrong of the past that caused them the problem, they are people who are ignorant. And many actors, some of them were even sucking breast when we're in the dilemma of the 14 years. So they did not understand the 14 years from 1990 to present, the dilemma, the catastrophe that we experienced. Some of the very people who are all around insulting people when you speak as a Liberian, where you are a citizen and it's your right to speak, some of them were even sucking breast milk. They never knew what happened here. So when you say something, instead of them to listen and learn, they refuse. But history tells us that history is a raw material for political science. Political actors must be people who must digest history. Because if you don't understand your history, when you're making political decisions, you have problems in your public policy decisions. So to be a public policy administrator, you must be somebody who understands the raw material for political science. And that raw material is history. And so you must know what went wrong. Where are we? Where do we intend to go? This decision is a revisitation of the factors of the dark ages of Liberia. And this is wrong. To weaponize a legal process simply because of a political agenda is counterproductive to the future of our country. People are following us. International actors are following us. Some people are operating, they don't understand. Why will you leave from here now? You start pressurizing people who are self-adjure, you go and go do something. You go rest something. You make sure you lie on the person. What is that? What is that? That this process is illegal. Samuel 12 is a free man. The father, the brother speak. And the children returned that day, not guilty verdict. And the judge said, hoping that you are not guilty. Then this man live from the prison back to work like a free man. Samuel 12 is and the children that taking the final argument that today we start at the beginning of the documentation of the check and balance of our democracy to determine whether or not that is more putting a check and balance of powerful power or powerful executive. The contract will be reversing giving up to the money and it keeps the balance. People, that does not mean we are discrediting the judge. First, we want to appreciate the manner in which he conducted the trial. That was a serious, legally charged, and intellectually engaging trial that he was able to manage it by the techniques of courtroom management to the extent that the case ended. To see the judge now, that we know all of the caliber of lawyers that were, including the former president, including the former judge of the ECOWAS court, who was a lawyer to conduct that trial, the manner and form for us to reach to the conclusion of that again has some. But this course, this bounding of the jury investigation is embarrassing, it's illegal, it's a violation of the law. We don't want to believe that it is the judge that we know we can give. So that is what we have done today. There is a petition that has been found today. There is a straight order on that investigation. We will go to the Supreme Court to give it a case. We have the law to we just want to inform you, not invite you to inform any decision, but to inform you as to the development. The next thing is this. These three jurors were asked, is this your credit? The judge on every occasion in the trial told them will have any issue with anything that happened there. Tell me. And we understand why all of these things are happening. Most of these jurors, we understand with their intelligence that people are pressurizing these jurors in the places they work, in the places they work, and their jobs are under threat. And we don't believe that.
So, okay. So, what a wonderful way to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending your location. And of course, we are grateful again to be here with you this evening on the last day of July 2026. We're grateful, just so happy, so excited. We are elated to be here, and we will always be happy to be here to talk more, because we believe that once it is about our country, and we will always be accepted because it is about our country. And with the fact that we understand that we have a responsibility to our country, we'll always fight for the betterment of our country. So we'll continue to work for our country. We will definitely continue to work to improve our country. So how you guys doing? I guess you guys are doing so great. Too many things happening in the country. I guess you're aware of most of the things happening in the country. Too many things. Liberia nowadays, it's not easy, but this is our country. And like we always say, folks, we shouldn't give up. Let's keep fighting for our country. And we got to keep fighting for the needed change we want to see. The kind of change that we envisage. What do you envisage for your country? How do you want to see your country? You got to work. It wouldn't happen by miracle. You got to work. You don't need to stand back. You don't need to stand aside. You got to work towards how you want to see your country. If you see other countries develop today, that's how it happened. The citizens of those countries that are developed today, they didn't say supinely. They say, oh, we want our country to reach this level. We want our country to get on par. We want our country to be like this, like that. No, they took actions. There were actions that they took that led their countries to where they are today. And you can do the same. Too many things happen in the country. And I think sometimes if you read history, you hear about people who make significant strides
Some of them may not be alive today, but people still follow them. People still, their names are still being mentioned. It is because of what they stood for, what they fought for, their contributions, their legacy for their country. And that's why today, like the Nelson Mandela, like Thomas Sankara, Patrice Lumumba, Mohammed Gandhi, those great people, they fought for their country. Things were not always rosy. There were times things were tough, and it was like everybody was almost giving up. And they stood up. They said, no, we can change the narrative. We can change this around. We wouldn't give up on our country. Why should we give up on our country? When this country is ours. So we will not give up. We will not give up on our country. We'll fight for our country. And that's why if you read the history of some of them, like of Thomas Sankara, who changed his country name from Upper Volta to Burkina Faso. He did it. And today his name is still being mentioned, Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso, because of the different contributions he made. He changed the country name from Upper Volta to Burkina Faso. He fought corruption. When he became president of Burkina Faso, what did Thomas Sankara do? All the Mercedes-Benz, the man sold everything. You know why? He did so. You know why he sold the Mercedes-Benz? The man said, what? A motorcycle could be used for transportation. Government officials will use motorcycle to cut down costs. What's the essence of you buying 1.5 million Lexus when you have maybe 4 million of the population does not have food? That's a waste of money. So Sankara said, all the Mercedes-Benz, no government official will ride Mercedes-Benz. So all the when Sankara became president, all the Mercedes-Benz, all the expensive cars, the luxury cars, he sold everything to improve the country. And some of those money was directed to different areas. The health sectors, 2.5 million children by then received a vaccination for yellow fever, for measles in Burkina Faso, just in a few weeks. Sankara said, we're not depend on foreign aid. What can we do? We'll distribute the land to farmers. We wouldn't rely on foreign aid. So we'll get land to farmers to farm. We'll sell all the expensive cars. And one of the key reasons why Sankara did that is to cut down, to reduce elite luxury. You know what is elite luxury? For people in top position, elite luxury is about people who are in top position in government to ride luxury cars, expensive cars. Why people, the low-key people don't have nothing? So Sankara said we'll cut down what we call elite luxury. And we can do it today. We can do it for our country. It's not late. We can do it. That's why, with all of what's happening in the country in Liberia today, we got to stay up. We can't give up, folks. Fellow Liberians, we can't give up on our country. This is our country, and this is the only country we have. Why should we give up? Too many things happening, folks. Like we always say, we will not give up on our country. We'll keep fighting for our country. So how you guys doing? I guess you guys are doing so great. Yeah, too many things happen in the country. Too many things happen in the country. So let's go quickly. Let's see who are those here with us. Too many people. Too many good people are here with us. And we are about to have too many interesting, intriguing conversation tonight about our country. Splendid, intriguing conversation we're about to have. So the first person here who joined us on the show today is Wilmot Geoff White. Yes, Wilmot Jeffrey. Yeah, Wilmot Jeffrey White. He joins us. We have Manwata Ability followed by Wilmot Jeffrey White. We have Manwata Ability. We have Vinicius Junior Bar. We also have Tina Cooper. Followed by Tina again. We have Yasonin Colonite Paul. Yasonin Colonite Paul. We have Oscar Zembian. Oscar Zembian We have Rose Bully. We have Juje Wonwe. Juje Wonwe. And followed by Juje Wonwe, we have Perry Slobert. Perry joins us from New Jersey at USA. We have Chris George. We have Juje. Okay, yeah, PSC at again. That was mentioned. We have Lloyd Nine. Lloyd Nine. Yes, we have Lord Nine. We also have Josephot. Josephot Wally Swen. Josephot Wally Swen. Yes. Yeah. Josephot Wally Swen. We have Cobra Widow. We have Saturday Zongwe Woodwule. Following us from Atlanta, Georgia, USA. We have Stanley Boso. We have Papi Success Keita, Honorable Papi Success Keita. We have Madi Juniors. We have Madi Juniors. We have Natus Naomi. We have William Duan. Yes, William Duan. And we have M Success. Yeah, M Success is joining us from Painesville. We have Emmanuel Bro. We have Boyman Obento Kiadi. And followed by Boyman, we have Matalin Zer Duan. Matalin Zer Duan. Yes, as you're following us from Bopolo City, Bapolo County, we have Boyman Obento again at PS. Yeah, we have Rose Sumo. We have Ruth Budu Obine from Phoenix, Arizona, USA. We have Boyman Obento Kiadi, and we mentioned that. We have Ophelia Wula. We have Judy Z. Kennedy, Sony Beat Yachts. We have Rose Sumo. We have Fatou Sharif, followed by Rose Mo. We have Fatou Sharif. We have Mantonia Son. We have Princess El Peters, J. Harry Na. We have Soli Bobo. We have Mansalan Derry. And we have Sylvester. Sylvester yet again. We have Forrest Cooper. We have Ignatius Wulet Foka. Yes. Ignatius Wulet Foka. We have William Hoff. Ophelia Woodall, Cecilia Masakwe, Christopher Sharp, Agatha Glasgow, and we have Lakpei, Jerry Junior, Incher Brown, we have Samuel Bufford Cooper, but was Samuel, we have Emmanuel Dixon Kona, we have Lasana Rogers, we have Jerome Weir, we have Patricia Brown, and Samuel Go, we have Jackson C. Ponent Jr., Jackson C. Ponent Jr., right? And we have Sano Kiazulu, we have March Kume. Yes, we have March Kume. We have Theophilus Krayi. We have Edwin Sumo Goyan. And Goya, yes, Edwin Sumo Goya. We also have here, we mentioned Mark, yes. We mentioned Mark. Yeah, Mark was mentioned earlier. We have Joseph Kekula, Chris, George S. Todi, Sheriff Morba. Yes, Sheriff Morba. So that's it. Yeah. So it's great joining you guys. Too many things happen in the country. So the guys from the diaspora will be joining me. I look forward to seeing them tonight. As you may be aware, in Philadelphia, the CDC convention is there. Taking place at Prince. Yeah, Prince will join us. We are hoping to have Prince. Yes, Prince might join us. So if Prince joins us, then he will give us more detail about the happenings in relation to the convention. Yes, in relation to the convention. But too many things happen in the country. And it's not easy in the country, folks. Like we say, Liberia, we got to keep praying for our country. We got to keep praying for our country. Things are not okay. Things are not fine in our country. It's not easy, folks. Things are tough. Things are happening in the country. Instead of us progressing, we are in fact retrogressing. We are not progressing. We are retrogressing. Too many things happen in the country. In fact, people are now giving up. People are giving up. People are giving up on Liberia. And you know why people are giving up on our country? It's because of how the country is proceeding. That's why people are giving up. And that's why we always here to just give people hope, to give them hope that yes, this is our country. We shouldn't give up. We got to keep fighting for our country. We got to keep fighting for our country. So, folks, let's go down to our talking points. Yesterday, former President George Weah attended the CDC USA convention, and his speech, Weah said he will be a candidate. He will be a candidate in the 2029 general and presidential elections. Weah said he will be a candidate in the 2029 general and presidential elections. Not just a candidate, but will also be a force, not just a force, but a force to reckon with. Formidable force. And everybody knows the name George Weah. The name George Weah is not a strange name to the border politics of our country. George Weah is a household name. In the Liberian politics, the name George Weah is a famous name. So it's not strange. And George Weah has demonstrated over the years, since George Weah joined politics, George Weah had demonstrated political strength in the border politics of our country. So George Weah said yesterday that he will contest 2029. He will be a force in 2029 general and presidential elections. And that's why yesterday he called on his supporters, members of the Congress Democratic Change, saying, you don't need to sit back. You got to act. And when George Weah said, you don't need to sit back, you got to act. You know what George Weah meant? George Weah was saying that I alone, I could say I want to be president, but I can't make myself president without your support, without you, without me. We can succeed in this sojourn. We got to do it together. Why? It is true that I will be contesting 2029. But you got to work. I got to work. We got to work together. We got to work collectively, because you go in the trenches, the slums, the different communities, the butchers, you will roll up your sleeves to move. Organize the different auxiliary groups. You will talk to people, convince people to vote the CDC. So it's about collective effort. That's what George Weah said. That we got to do it together. You know, one thing I love about seditions are people who are committed. There's no doubt about that. Seditions are people who are committed, very, very committed. When they say, we will do everything for our party, we will sacrifice everything for our party, they will do it. We have seen it. On several occasions, we have seen it. We saw it. Nobody expected the number of presidents who show up for the CDC groundbreaking ceremony. Nobody expected that number of presidents. Imagine to the extent of people, in fact, there was no space. Yeah? The whole road was blocked. Car can go, car can come. Everything stopped. To the extent people are climbing the coconut trees just to see George Weah, just for groundbreaking. Imagine the number of presidents who are going to show up when CDC will be dedicating the party headquarters, that building. Imagine, just imagine. So CDC is a party that is loved by people. Eh? And the kind of love people show to CDC, almost like, love that is unfinishing love that don't finish. Seditions, their love for the party is unfinishing. And guess what happened? Since the whole thing about the drug boss You all been hearing they've been having the different press conferences. Justice Minister had press conference. You heard the police RG Gregory Coleman having press conference. Everybody having different press conferences all around. Nothing substantive happened. No actions were taken by this very government. Even the first seizure of the 19 million drug, they had all the different press conferences. What did the president suspend anybody? No. They didn't. But yesterday, George Weah declared formally in the US that he will be a candidate. Last night, few hours later, last night, you saw on the executive mansion. It's quite laughable. He said what Joseph Boakai did. Joseph Boakai took decision. Joseph Boakai became serious right away, only because of George Weah pronouncement. George Weah pronounced that I'll be a candidate. Joseph Boakai right away. Joseph Boakai, the Bible started dismissing, suspending people. Why did Joseph Boakai? Why did he take the action he took last night? Why? That's what I said. The action the president took last night, that action is belated. Why didn't the president take the action? Whenever George Weah said he will be a formidable candidate. So Joseph Boakai now want to prove to the Liberian people that he's working. He's fighting drugs. Only because of George Weah pronouncement. So George Weah pronouncement has now pressure the Boakai's administration to force them to take action that they don't intend. But they're under duress, they're under pressure right now. And that's what they're doing right now. Because they're under pressure. They're under duress. For George Weah. Because George Weah is a formidable force. So with the fact that George Weah said he's coming back 2029. Joseph Boakai said, when we sit there, the whole just been supporting the government or our supporting, we got to take action. So they like bring people, at least, to calm down the tension. To calm down the tension, we need to take action. Not pretend that we're doing something. Because let's see, George Bennett will use against the CDC. We want to let Liberian people say we'll fight drugs, we'll do this, we'll do that. So now our own a pass mark now it works. And our need us Paul and Liberian people are angry, they are better for us. Everything they say about drugs, they were fighting drugs, they were doing this, they were doing S, they were doing that. Folks, all names that have been mentioned in the whole drug syndicate. Who the names you hearing? You know the United Party people? You know the UP folks? Which one of the former official government name you hearing there? Those names, the names you're hearing are the UP folks. The senior police officer and all the people and all the things that they're doing. All the senior police officers I saw UP folks. So Boakai people there. You're the one involved with the job. Enough. If anybody tells you that former official involved, the person is misleading you. The person is misleading you. And some of them were, in fact, some of them were even lying. That yes, Gregor Comer said, in fact, some senior government official names are there. They will mention, why is Gregor Comer? What is keeping Gregor Comer? What is stopping Gregor Comer from mentioning those senior government officials' names, aside from senior police officers? Gregor already told us. He said there are some senior government officials. And that's why people are asking, who are those senior government officials? Is it Joseph Boakai, the president? Is it the vice president? Is it the speaker? Who are those people? Who are those people that Gregor is shooting? That he don't want to mention their names. You keep continuing to protect the high ups. Then the low key people, you calling their names. What becomes of the high ups? Why their names are not mentioned? So just by the action, the different suspensions and dismissals that was taken by Bouakai, President Bouakai, has vindicated the CDC. And that's how God works. He has vindicated the CDC. Because those very UP folks, they came, they said CDC were bringing drugs in the country. CDC built, in fact, it was CDC that built the drug cartel in the country. So they came, they inherited the cartel. How did CDC build a drug cartel? When the first seizure of the 19 million, nobody from the CDC name was mentioned. All the suspects, all the people that, even the ones that were in the country, the ones that were at large, that were away out of the country, like you would say at large, one CDC name wasn't mentioned. Before the second seizure, the second confiscation, 317 million worth of cocaine. You'll be struggling all around here, to call names. I know, listen, I don't know. Folks, UP folks, you people. But listen, but you know the part that ask yourself now. You know the part of people who not there to hear about CDC. Because they can use CDC for campaign. They want to use CDC as campaign. They never want to hear about CDC. So anybody who is associated with the CDC, if, God forbid, if that person does wrong, the way they will run for you, say, what is not happy here? We saw how the people ran for Funatic over there. Illegally. Keep me on there. Former foreign minister, that arrest issue. They say, oh, yeah, they want happen that day. The very day, they will say, oh, police, pick up phone, they will send them. Okay, arrest only because you are so what is true, what it is alleged, but once you are associated with the CDC, they will send whole pick phone for you. Then I just be the cocaine bin. Former official government will be there. Then Gregory. In fact, those people were going to be the first that Gregory will send whole pick phone to go arrest them, to sweat the public attention that yeah, these are people who are bringing the drugs. These are the former officials of CDC. Who established the drug cartel? You think Gregor was still on that? You think Prince Johnson anything that was saying just a minute what was said there? If they were former official of the CDC, if they played major role in the whole drug care, you think Gregor would say? Gregor wouldn't say. They were going to be the first people that was going to be apprehended by the police. So that they can lie to the Liberian people that I told you that the people they don't want to establish this. But it's good. All of the names you're hearing, they are all UP folks. And who calling the names? Those who calling the names are not teaching. They are the very UP people there. Ranging from Oswald to the Justice Minister, the police IG. They are the one calling those names. Their whole drug being in the country, they just confuse nothing. So they want to implicate people for the CDC. So now they are now telling us that, oh yes, they're not only us doing it. Yeah, what they're trying to demonstrate is that they're not only us doing it. Also, CDC people, you go steal. Yeah? You went to go steal and you were caught. And you say, oh, I'm not one steal. Other people been stealing too. That's what happened to the UP folks. Because you don't want you alone to be held responsible. But you are the one who were caught. Think you want to implicate CDC? This is a letter, folks. Let me pull a letter up. This is a letter, right? That's a letter right here. Yeah, I'll play the video. Well, Gregory, listen to Gregory. Let me bring you the video before the letter, right? Let me bring you the video. Let me share the video with you. Listen to Gregory, folks. Listen to Gregory keenly. Listen to Greg. Listen to what Greg has to say, to tell us. Gregory, we don't know. Yes, Gregory, we just don't know. We just don't know. But this country, folks, the United Party government has failed this country miserably. Has failed this country. Failed nothing. So everything they want to do now, they want to implicate sedition now. So CDC part of CDC. Gregory, that we know, CDC will be part of George Bennett. That in fact, that former official there, you'll be, if I said the men will call for international journalists and maybe Al Jazeera or BBC journalists that want to go into arrest you because they want people to see on BBC or Al Jazeera. Yeah. So you think we'll take Gregory serious? Gregory, if I said that's what most people are saying, we don't need to take Gregory serious. Honestly. Gregory does not need to be taken seriously. Yeah. To the extent Gregory, in fact, Gregory has lost everything. He had lost concentration. He had lost focus until Gregory even thinking what to say. Because to tell you that everything Gregory is saying, everything he's saying is not truth. So you'll see, too many contradictions. Too many contradictions. Listen to him.
State actors at very, very senior level of this government, of the Republic of Liberia. We have identified key players. This team was definitely sanctioned as state actors at very, very senior level of this government, of the Republic of Liberia.
So you listen to Gregory, folks. Gregory was very specific that we have identified senior government officials involved in the drug trafficking. What did Gregory say? Gregory said senior government official of the Republic of Liberia. Did Gregory say former government officials? Did you listen to him? Senior government officials. Gregory was not talking about the police officers because the police officers that were suspended, Johnny Dean, they're Gregory subordinates. They are not senior government officials. Gregory was talking about people who are holding high position more than him. You think Gregory will refer to Johnny Dean and subordinate? Gregory is a police IG. And police is the Inspector General of Police is the highest position when it comes to the police. So when you heard Gregory talking about senior government officials involved in the drug trafficking, Gregory was not talking about police officers. Because those police officers who are involved allegedly are not senior officers, are not senior government officials of Gregory. Gregory, when it comes to police in the country, Gregory is the most senior police officer, the IG. So Gregory was simply trying to tell you, and that's why I always tell you folks, that's how God works. Gregory will tell you that we have senior government officials and we'll call their names. So aside from the police, they have big hands. So he was simply telling you there are big hands, high ups, the bishops. They are still there. They are still shooting them. And I'm quite sure when Gregory made the statement, later he regretted why he should make a statement, because perhaps it was, it was slip of tongue. It slipped off. He could not get it back anymore because it's gone already. It's gone to the public, and the public has consumed it already. Why would Gregory be telling us that senior government officials involved in the drug trafficking and all those names are not the senior official government? Even those dismissed from the Roberts International Airport are not the ones Gregory is referring to as the senior. We know what Gregory is talking about. Senior. Gregory is talking about his bosses. And we know who Gregory bosses are. We know who they are. So the senior Gregory are talking about people holding higher position than him, his bosses. Those are the people he's talking about. The Gregory say former government officials. The Gregory say the CDC and officials. No, Gregory didn't say so. Listen to him again. Listen to Gregory. Listen to Greg again.
We have identified key players. This team was definitely sanctioned as state actors at very, very senior level of this government, of the Republic of Nigeria.
Of this government. I like it. I like how Gregory was specific. We have identified key player involved of this government. Gregory didn't say the then government. Gregory didn't say the previous government. Gregory said we have identified key players. People that play key role within the drug syndicate of this government. Not the then government. Not the previous government. But this government. When Gregory says this government, which government you think Gregory was talking about? The government that is on right now. Which government is on? Of the United Party government. Gregory did not have to say the United Party government before we know that Gregory was talking, or he was referring to the United Party government. He didn't have to say the United Party. He didn't have to mention the United Party before we know Gregory was talking about. Gregory said this government. We understand English. We understand English. And we can differentiate between this, that, these, and those. So if you say this, it's different from that. If you say these, it's different from those. We can differentiate between this, that, these, and those. Gregory said this government. So Gregory was simply trying to say the United Party government. This government means the government that is on. It was the United Party government that Gregory Como was talking about. And this is a recent a press conference where he appeared at the Ministry of Information regular press briefing. That's what he said. You listen to him. So nothing, absolutely nothing they will do that, will implicate citizens. Liberians have seen it for themselves. The real drugs people, Liberians have seen them. The real drugs people. And that's why sometimes when we say, it is God. It is God that made. It is God that made George Weah to have conceded defeat. Had George Weah remained president, how you think these people are going to be exposed? The UP folks, how you think you are going to see them? How you think you are going to know their colors? Because they were going to be opposition. So Liberians were going to continue to see them like, the angels. The only people who practice protection. It is because of George Weah conceding defeat that today they've been exposed. Because they are in government. That's why they are exposed today. As you can see them. That's why they are exposed today. That's why we are seeing their colors. That's exactly why they are being exposed. That's why we are seeing their colors today. Had George Weah remained president, we could not have seen their colors. All they are just trade doing. How we would have done? They could continue to say that George Weah not doing. They are the just traders. They trade drugs. That's their business. That's their investment. That's why the former president Ellen Johnson Sirleaf said that investors do not have confidence. Any government that will encourage investors to come to the country, that government should be a respectable government that will attract investors. That government should be credible. That government should be reliant. That government should have the kind of confidence that investor will come to the country. But that is not the case. It is not the case. It's not the case. So everything that they have done, nothing they have now. Nothing. Everything they have done all they have to do. Everything they have done, they have done the highest travels, and there's no dividend, nothing coming back to the country. So everybody is just confused now. They say, what can we do? Because the whole country, everything is tough in the country. Everything is rough. What can we do? These things are going out of hands. What can we do now? All of the travels Barker has made, the different ministers, foreign ministers, the foreign minister, everything, all of the different engagement, international engagements they've had, nothing. Those engagements have yielded no results. No results that those engagements have yielded. Nothing, absolutely. They have not yielded any results. So nothing. So the only thing now they see, at least they can do lay hustle on to get money now to run the government and maybe that only just business. Because no connections. That's why government, like we said, government, if government is based on connections, everything that will happen in the country, George, we are going to the UAE, bring 100 bedroom hospital in Bapoli County. George, we are going so. He building this one, he building this, he building that. Everything. It was because of George Weah. George Weah is internationally connected. And that's just the difference between George Weah and Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai spent the rest of his whole life, his entire life in Liberia. He didn't go anywhere. George Weah, when George Weah was on the page, George Weah was exploring. George Weah was exploring the world. From country to country, he was making friends. And those journeys, he was making friends. From one country to another, he was there, he was making friends. That's George Weah. And that's the man you're talking about. So when George Weah became president, the name George Weah is a universal name anyway. So when George Weah became president, things were not too difficult for him. Because George Weah, but then George Weah has already built the kind of connections that were needed to help his presidency. He did it. Everything they said, everything that you before said, I all lies. Let me show you another picture, right? This is a picture, and somebody said something. And before I bring you the communication from the executive mansion, right? I will show you a picture I want to share with you. When the people came New Day, right? The UP folks, when they took on New Day, there was a picture, a video, in fact. You know, everybody are talking about Elon Musk. I think you guys heard about Elon Musk coming to invest in Liberia. When Joseph Boakai became president, he was inaugurated. When he took office, and the king there, the UP folks, didn't you hear about it? Didn't you hear about it? That if Elon Musk and Joseph Boakai, Elon Musk called Joseph Boakai on the telephone. Elon Musk coming develop the whole of Lofa County. In fact, the man will buy the whole of Lofa County. So companies. Elon Musk will build social companies there. You're not see that one here. You're not see that one. You're not here for Elon Musk. Oh, you're there. You can't see it. You're not here. So what play Elon Musk now? So what has changed? Maybe the decision of Elon Musk coming to invest in Liberia. What did not change? What is stopping it? Eh? That one stop there. That one, it didn't stop there. Sarah Beslo Yanti, the foreign minister of Liberia. She's another excellency or excellency. They got a foreign minister now. Her excellency, Sarah Beslo Yanti came. She said, Beslo said, I think there was a trouble she made, and she had an engagement with Musk. Yeah, one international engagement. And she met with Elon Musk. They took picture. So she came, and what did they tell the Liberian people? I think she said that, wow, she had some discussions with Elon Musk. Elon Musk has agreed to come to Liberia to invest in the country, and yes, and then he has expressed satisfaction, optimism to come to Liberia to invest. So a bulk of the people were, like, oh wow, because initially, if initially Musk spoke with President Bouakai, and that video all around pictures that yes, and Musk and Bouakai they spoke on the phone, then to reinforce that, that was the thought of people. That was something people thought, that the trip that Sarah Beslo Yanti made, and she took picture with Musk, it was to reinforce, or again to reawaken the spirit that Musk, you need to come back. Though you spoke with the president, so the president has sent me here to remind you about your promise to invest in Liberia. We need you right now. So Beslo then came back to the country, and she told the Liberian people that Musk are coming to invest into the country. But up to now, we haven't seen Musk. In fact, there are no signs that Musk is coming into Liberia to invest. When will Musk come back? When will he come to the country? You can't continue to lie to mislead the Liberian people. You can't. All of us, Liberian people, they have seen it. It's clear, it's glaring, it's crystal that the United Party government doesn't have the kind of connections. No connections. They don't have connections. And that's why today they are struggling to govern. So if you don't have the kind of connection and to help, to fight for your people, to bring jobs to the country, because in the absence of investors coming to the country to invest their money to create jobs that will help to boom the economy, how do you think the government cannot? Even the government doesn't have the capacity. This government, the UP government, doesn't have the capacity to create the kind of jobs that are needed. So that's where now, as you can see there, that's where they stock. They stock right there. So see, and that's the picture you can see there. You see the Pabe? See JMB. You see JMB and you can see Marks. You can see video call, you see Marks on the screen. See it. Another thing about running all around your way. You don't must come in. See them. See it. See it. See it on the screen there. See it. See it for yourself. That's the Pabe on the screen there. That Marks there, Marks talking. Marks ain't coming. He come invest multi-million investment, $multi-million investment. Musk will bring in the country. What has stopped Musk from coming to Liberia to invest? To just tell you that Musk doesn't have interest in coming here because the government is not trusted. Musk does not want to invest his money into this country. Because the government is not credible. So that's why he doesn't have interest. No credibility in the government, no reliance. Nobody can rely on the government. Nothing. So who do you think will invest their money? You think somebody will be brave to invest their money? Investments is business. Let me tell you something. Because if anybody comes here to invest money into this country, They want profit in return. It's a business. It's a business. It's a business. So if the people feel, that's why the people before any investor goes to the country, they must have done feasibility studies, chemical assessment, what we call assessment. They must have done assessment, feasibility study about our country. How is the security system? How is the rule of law? So that the day they bring that money, one person like how they call it, one of their honorable minister or what is it, a director or what I want to put. When I can tell somebody money and when they carry it to the court, and nothing comes out of it. We be hearing noise here. So Union Party official they talk one Chinese man, I think 1 million. Someone like you, I know what kind of what they're talking from the man, the Chinese man crying all around here. Today, nothing can come out of it. The Chinese man said here the man went to partnership to do business. And he invested, I think, 1.5 million United States dollars under the federal government. And the man took the money, the man said the man did not give him money. All the investment, he alone. The Chinese man did not put money there. The Chinese man cried all around, he dragged that case there from place to place. But the whole thing, what come out of it? So you think investor will be seeing that kind of thing? Eh? You think investor will be seeing those kind of things? They don't invest their money, you think they will do so? No, they will not do it. They will not do it. They wouldn't do it. Because they don't want, when they invest their money in the country, then that money immediately lost their money because that business they're making. So they expect the rule of law to be strong enough to protect them. If there's a need for them to go to court, the court will be there, yes, to look at the issue transparently, fairly. The court will not say the person a foreigner, or the court will not want to do something else to make them lose. And I think those are some of the reasons. That's some of the reasons. So investor will not come here. And that's why investors are not coming, because the people they don't trust the government anymore. They don't trust the government anymore. So this is a letter. Let me read out the letter. Yeah, let me read this letter out. Yeah. So let me take it down. This is a letter, folks. Okay. So as you can see here, so it says, Republic of Liberia, Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, Office of the Presidential Press Secretary, Department of Public Affairs, Executive Mansion, Capitol Hill. For immediate release, President Joseph Boakai orders dismissals, suspensions, and further investigations in ongoing narcotics cases. 1st July 30, 2026. Executive Mansion, Monrovia. President Joseph Newman Boakai Sr. has ordered the immediate dismissal, suspension, and investigation of several officials of government and law enforcement personnel following his review of the latest status report on ongoing investigations into major narcotics trafficking cases. The actions form part of the government's continued efforts to uphold accountability, strengthen the rule of law, and ensure that public officials entrusted with serving the Liberian people conduct themselves with integrity and in full compliance with the law. Following a review of the findings submitted by the relevant authorities, President Boakai has, with immediate effect, dismissed Mr. Mark Egon Quia, the Deputy Director for Operations at the Rabat International Airport, Mr. Johnny Boladin, Commissioner of Police for Criminal Investigation, Intelligence, and Interpol, and Mr. Patrick Doe, the Deputy Director for Administration at the National Security Agency, from their respective positions. The President has further recalled Mr. Patrick Kumazu, 702, who had been seconded to the Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency from that assignment, suspended without pay, and directed that he be placed under investigation. And the first one, right? Then we'll go, let me remove the one, let me put the second letter there, yeah? Then we'll read the second one. So this content is interesting. You know, Liberia, folks, Liberia is getting interesting. So first letter there, let me go to the second letter, yeah? Let me remove the one, put the second letter there. Let me just add it there. Yeah. Liberia is getting interesting on a daily basis, day by day, day by day, day by day. It's not easy. Liberia, but anyway, this is Liberia. This is our country. So this is the second one, right? Yeah. So the second one says, so the second letter says, additionally, President Boakai has ordered the immediate dismissal of all government employees and law enforcement officers indicted in connection with the seizure of 198 places of compressed or processed cocaine at the Rabat International Airport and the confiscation of 3,971 places of cocaine from the premises of 2 foreign nationals. And the player was talking saying that Natana McGill, all this thing, like the executive mansion. Why they not say that Natana McGill ever the season, John? I can't say they said the premises of 2 foreign nationals. So I don't know why the 2 foreign nationals build that house. Those dismissed are Mohamed O. Bora, Director of Security, Rabat International Airport; Moses Jala, Deputy Commander, Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, Rabat International Airport. The president has also ordered the dismissal of two officers of the Liberian National Police who are said to have used official government vehicles to facilitate the transportation of a narcotics consignment from Vincent Town along the Bomi Highway to the vicinity of Mikat Mat in Tingus Village, Painesville. They are Anthony T. Blai, Wadia W. Kwabo. And it says, it went on to say, pending further investigation, President Boakai has also directed the immediate suspension without pay of the following individuals: Jamel V. Jala, agent, the National Security Agency; Christian L. Nyanti, agent, National Security Agency, NSA. Oh, NSA people plenty. Then we get Cassie Nelson, Procurement Director, Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection; and Ebenico Junior, agent, NSA. So all the people in the Boakai is mentioned, all the NSA, police, robbery, like what are the CDC people that you see? What are the names? Who are the CDC former officials that you hear there? All the people, all the names are here, NSA, the police, the RIA. Come on. President Boakai said these actions demonstrate his administration resolve to ensure that no public official or government employee who engages in criminal conduct remains in public service. He stressed that the government will continue to enforce the law without fear, blah, blah, blah. I'm not even looking at that. I'm not reading that any longer. So let me hold it there. So let's stop right there. Whether the government like this, to show transparency. So we are not strict to those words. President Boakai said he has promised, unwavering commitment or finishing support. They all kind of thing. They continue support to the rule of law, accountability, all that kind of thing will be here really. Yes, but we tired hearing nothing. So, folks, everything that was said is not easy. So all the names you hearing, NSA, police, RIA, transporter, what the CDC people you're hearing there? To tell you the whole people, the whole job, the first consignment, the second consignment, the whole job issue that's also United Party people doing the job business. Who did the release? The government release they came away. the government, the president, the executive mansion release. Those are the names we just mentioned. Did you yes any former official government need it? All the names for any? In fact, there are people who are working in government currently. They are UB people. UB folks are the ones reaching from the police, from the NSA, the RIA, and the other one, the Ministry of Gender, the different ministry and agency, and the other names to come. Because I know there are still names. There are names. There are names remaining. These are not all the names. There are names remaining. More names to come out. More names will definitely come out. And this is how they have turned this country. Turn the country to drugs country. Damage the reputation of our country. Destroy the reputation. Then Gregory said, let me show you another video. You see Gregory feels that he's smart, but he's not. Gregory carried journalists to the warehouse where they were keeping the drugs. He said, oh, y'all can see before they say, oh, we tell them one, we put them one, so y'all can in the warehouse, y'all see all the area there. So a journalist asked, in fact, he's my friend. What's his name? Emmanuel Mopolu. Yeah, Emmanuel Mopolu is a smart guy. You know, the Pele people are very smart. He's a Pele guy called Emmanuel Mopolu. So Emmanuel Mopolu asked, he said, he saw the cartoons, cartoons said over one another. So the man said, what is the cartoon? The man said, what? Asked. Greg got angry. What? Up till now, I'm yet to understand what got Greg irritated, but because the reason why he carried the journalists, for the journalists to ask the hard questions. Journalists saw things in cartoon, all things, yeah. The journalists want to know what's in the cartoon, what is in that box. It was simple. Gregory would have said, oh, that this or that in the box there. But Gregory did not answer the question. Let me show you the video. The only thing Gregory got angry. He got angry. In fact, why did you ask him what's in the box? The judge they seized, they also in cartoon, hey, or in suitcase. Yeah. They were in suitcase. What are in suitcase? But the journalist was not wrong. The journalist was not wrong for asking the question, what is in the box? So I said, nothing wrong with that. And Gregory got angry. The man got seriously irritated by that question. Shadow said, what is it? Let me show you the video. I think Gregory getting best. Gregory, what you come here? What you Gregory.
We brought you all in here just to be clear so that you can see we didn't keep anything here. Everything has been picked up. The boy has seen the bed and all wrinkle. Because I know still your go outside and try to spin it different way that it left on here. So that people were keeping it here. Yeah. So this is where we had the narcotic store. We brought you all in here just to be clear so that you can see we didn't keep anything here. Everything has been picked up. The boy has seen the bed and all wrinkle. Because I know still your go outside and try to spin it different way that it left on here. So that people were keeping it here. Yeah. Nothing. You got any concern about anything that wrinkle?
What is in the cartoon there?
My friend, I believe you. We were probably making sure cartoon there.
No.
So what is that question? So Gregory, but listen to Greg. Gregory said this is where the drugs were kept. So the particular area now, Gregory pointing your finger at a particular location, that direction. That's where the drugs were packed, were kept. Then the man see another cartoon there, so the man wants to know what's in the boxes, what is in those cartoons. They say see anything, but listen to Gregory now. Look at the direction and see playing pointing. So he tells the journalists, I brought you guys here. But if Gregory was not satisfied, because Gregory has already assumed that the journalist will carry different news. There's only left on the jaws there. They carry so you listen to him. Listen to him. He telling the journalist that you're gonna see it. You're gonna see the area because I know y'all go, y'all say different thing. How the left on the jaws here, you want. Listen to Gregory.
So this is where we had the narcotic store. We brought you all in here just to be.
So look at the position where he pointed his finger. Listen, look at the place where Gregory pointed his finger, right? This is where, so you see, where you see the two guys sitting with the reflectors on them, right? Well, yeah, they said it right before those cartoons. Eh? Yeah, you can see the cartoons where are they back there. So and that's exactly where Gregory was directing the journalists. That's where, yeah, that's the area where the jobs were being parked. Yeah, that's where the jobs were parked. So y'all see it, y'all see the place. And the journalists were very smart. In the particular area, Gregory was pointing his finger. The journalists saying cartoons are still parked on top of one another, on top of each other. So the journalists were concerned. If Gregory will be pointing here, he said that's where the jobs were. And the journalist said cartoons that filled up. So he was concerned. So he decided to ask Gregory, but what is in those cartoons? What is in those cartoons? Listen to him.
Clear so that you can see. We didn't keep anything here. Everything has been picked up. The boy see the bread, I want to go. Because I know still your boys and try to spin it different way.
So you let you know, I know you will still go outside and try to frame it different way. So in fact, he didn't trust the journalists that they were going to do, an independent job. Gregory has already apprehended that, y'all go outside and frame it different way. And he did that. So I don't care how accountable, how impartial the journalist would have been, Gregory could not still be satisfied. And Gregory is telling the journalists that what the reflector you see that all rainbows and all of that. But why Gregory couldn't say the one you see in the cartoon there, our police uniform or something else? Why Gregory couldn't mention what is in those cartoons? But he's telling the journalist, you see that all rainbow there, but he's showing the journalist the one that waiting here. You see the one that our reflector, our rainbow. But Gregory failed to tell the journalist what's in those cartoons. When the journalist asked him, but what's about those things that are in the cartoons? Why? What is in those boxes? He got angry. But now he explaining what is here, what is there.
I try to spin it different way that it left on here. So that people will keep it here. You got any concern about anything that wrinkle?
What is in the cartoon there?
My friend, I believe you. When you're packing it in so cartoon, yeah?
No.
What is in the cartoon, my friend? When we are packing it, that's not an issue. Why are they not packing there? You not see cartoon there. Why are they packing the joint? They not see cartoon there. But they want to know that it's a warehouse. It's a warehouse that jobs were being kept. And you call them to go and verify for themselves. So they have every right to ask you the necessary question. What is there? So if possible, some of the jobs may have left there. So he wasn't wrong to ask you what is in the box. And secondly, the particular area you pointed your hand, your fingers, when you point your hand, that's where the jobs were taken. That's where the jobs were kept. And we still see cartoons there. Then the journalist asked, what's in the boxes, the cartoons? What is there? Then he said, oh, when they're packing the thing, they see any cartoon there. What did they see cartoon? What a cartoon was there or cartoon wearing there, it doesn't matter. It does not stop the journalist from asking you what is there. Because it's a place where the jobs were kept. So you think the journalist was wrong? So you see what happened now? So because he didn't want to answer what is in that cartoon, Gregory, if it was just police uniform, police material, that would not take you even a minute to say, oh, that police material in that cartoon. I see, and there's no big deal in it. To tell the journalist that cartoon, when the journalist asked the question, immediately what did Gregory do? Gregory told them that goes out. I'm sure they have further questions that they wanted to ask, but Gregory even took them out of the area because they were asking technical questions. They were asking hard questions. Because Gregory fears, but maybe the next question could be what is in our bucket. Yes. So he did not want to tell them what is in those things. So the only thing he told them, oh, say you want to be arguing, you know, plenty. If I go outside, let's get outside. Why did Gregory not answer the question? Why you were telling the journalist to get out? When they ask a simple question, what is in the cartoon? What is in the boxes? You refuse to answer. Then you pretend as though. He doesn't know. Let's go. In fact, driving them, putting them outside, escorting them out. Let's go. Then why did you act like you were so transparent? You're carrying journalists to go see the warehouse, to go see the area. Then why would you carry journalists? They shouldn't ask you questions. Because they want to know, they want the public to know. They are going to pass on the information to the public. So that you'll be able to ask you the necessary questions, Gregory. He wasn't wrong, Greg, to ask you that question. He was right to ask you. So they seem to be afraid now. Why if the public perceive that that something else in the boxes or in the cartoon? The public could perceive because the fact that you fail to answer the question, the public could perceive that yeah, the reason why Gregory did not want to answer that question, maybe something terrible is in those cartoons or in those boxes. That's why he refused to answer the journalist. That's why right after the journalist asked the question, what is in that bag? He refused to say, I'm gonna get answer. So what was Gregory fear? That he could not say, oh, this is what we have there. That police uniform, that police boot, or that student material, just simple as it is. Why did he get angry? Why did he get annoyed with the journalist? The journalist wanted to know what is in the box. He refused. He later put them out. He told them to leave. Just get out. This is the kind of country, folks. To tell you how this whole country is proceeding. You think people are serious? You think these people are serious about investigation? You think these people are transparent? You think they are transparent? Do you see any transparency in everything they do? Do you see transparency there? We don't. Nothing that transparency we are seeing. Nothing transparent. Nothing. But this is our country, folks. We just need to keep praying. Like we always say, we got to keep praying for our country. We got to keep praying. And we'll continue to pray. We'll not give up. Yeah. And I like it. Mr. Slowbird, yes. Yeah, Mr. Slowbird. I like the question. What happened to President Macron? They came here. They went to France. They said, oh, John, we have to do what to do. In fact, President Macron was going to pay a state visit to Liberia. So when President Emmanuel Macron will come here for a state visit, the UP folks, they follow lies, deceit, lies. They follow lies. What am Macron coming? The only thing, they went to France. When they came, they said, oh, George, we are on the front. George, we are brought there. George, we are brought money. Macron contributed to Liberia. George, we have brought a very huge sum of money for France. Yes. But I went there. I said, oh, see, Macron and Joseph Barker take a picture. Macron said he come to Liberia. He'll pay a state visit. Barker will be the only president that honor a presidency. Macron will come here for visit. When Macron coming? When Emmanuel Macron come here to visit Barker? You people have lost everything. No connection. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. You lost everything. You lost focus. You lost concentration because you don't even know what you're doing. The whole government, all of you are confused. That's why the Nigerian pastor didn't lie. The bishop, they call the entire government is confused. Everything is just head to scatter. Everything is disorganized. Everybody running their own show. Gregory running a show. Oswald running a own show. Then NSA director, Prince Johnson on the side running their show. Everybody running the government. No control. Everybody running. Everybody just speaking. Gregory ready to go high on the press conference. He said different thing. Oswald the Attorney General, the Justice Minister, the Attorney General. He will go have another press conference. He said different contract dating from what Gregory is saying. But the same case, there are not two different issues they're discussing. The same just issue Gregory Como had press conference and say different thing. Contract dating from the Justice Minister. You think that is that organization? You think they organize? That's disorganization. They are disorganized. Disorganized completely. But first, this is our country. We can't give up. We'll keep fighting for our country. We wouldn't give up. So let's go to the line and pick your calls. 0772-2399-33, 0777-98-0375, 0886-3044-97. You can keep your calls coming. Now let's get into action. Yeah, I think let's look at our WhatsApp. Okay, I think the WhatsApp line is active. Yes, activated. So let's go to the line. Good evening.
Hello, Nico.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. My name is Abraham. You might have two police member of concern Librarian for Justice.
Abraham, let's hear you. 1 minute, no time. 1 minute. So just go to the point quick, then no time.
Yeah, thank you very much. People can lie and they lie about everything. And you just tell some of them. They lie about $3.4 billion for China. Operator, that's anything. Now that we are destroying the country, even though getting out of portion of our land, borrowing out our luggages from going on their plane, but he pays the role for the salary that Joseph Boga dedicated people yesterday, and Joseph Boga said he had a group free in 1979, and he came to power about 3 years now. He's not going to extend the quota beyond district, but he have a good dedicated. What kind of deception is that? These people can lie and destroy our country, but we told our people, they say they can't listen to us. That these people don't mean well. I get somebody this way, Christian nation, they want to pass us months and shot. Because it's not a shot, all of them, they will not say anything. Council of devils, they call it council of churches. That's all the cooks, liars, deceptive people.
Seriously, you
got to lie and mislead the country and make the country to be the day. Oh, no, for Ghana, we don't want to pull up. The place that we have talked about, they will say so. After the sun, but they about 3 years. Prince Joseph lied to the Nima people and the Mayaku and make it to today. So that's the project are stuck in that Nima country, but they get nothing to offer for now job. We are every day. We are the top officials at the very senior level of this government. The president, they are educated, they want to switch to different things. Thank you for the show.
Thank you so much. And let's move to the next caller. Good evening.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Nathan.
Good evening, Spencer. Let's hear you quickly.
Thank you very much. I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I come from Down Coast School Hill, White Town Community, member of Stand Liberian for Justice. Look, Nathan, you just said it all. Nathan, the guys are in power today. Our country people have a saying that says, when you point your finger, maybe meaningful points at you. That's what happened to Unity Party today. Unity Party, yes and yes. They castigated all of people. Blatantly accused all of people of bringing drugs into our country without no evidence. Today, who is asking for evidence? They themselves are bringing evidence now. If the police director can say senior government official, then you go bring Bable. If the police director whose position is equivalent to deputy minister position can say senior, then you bring deputy minister, you bring other people, then who are you accusing here now? No, the whole thing is clear. Absolutely, there is no way that the party can escape this thing. The only thing, if they are bringing a civilized society, but now Greg will have been dying. They followed by the president. Because the thing is clear, the videos are clear, the empirical evidences are clear. There's nothing here to have. Look, President Boakai needs to wake up and deliver what he was elected for. He was never elected to reduce just our country on an industrial scale. He was elected based on any jobs, based on job creation. 3 years, the year to create a single job, but they are here producing jobs on an industrial scale and killing one another on the massive scale. So what are they telling us? In my mind, just like Boakai government has failed the Liberian people, and we will do the needful by replacing their council in 29. And the best thing that President we are ever did was to allow us to see what we are going to see. Because in 2023, the papier today, all around, nobody here talking about papier again. That's what we want to appreciate President we are to bring it through and cutting the dark cast, breaking the dialogue, and all of the content around his ambitious presidential ambition. I think he has motivated us. Going forward, we are going to govern us, kind of weapon necessary for us to make sure that we retain the image of this country. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Toba. This is concern Liberia for Justice, CZ Babekole. You know, we are listening to the audio. There is telling the people that let's go So the international journalists come, then they go down there. If you telling me, let's go back. We see how people not going to step for the journalists in Liberia here because they won't do what they wanted to do. But I prepared for them for 2029. And I think 2029, they have our proposal into the code. So I put our proposal, what we call Sherry, and carry in there. If I tell you, I'm going to the Gokola will help me, they will carry it to the code. Thank you.
Hello? Oh, not for money, please. Forgive me. Thank you for the show. And thank you for everything that you said, everything that has happened to our country. But I got a problem with the president. You will not start the common people who are involved in some way of bringing the money for the garden. Me, Apple, who were part of in that, and that's what they are getting to. That they have the top people at the top who committed the crime because they just came into the country by themselves. They were plain, and those people were the very people that they call or working with during the 6th year of President we are. The president to be honest with himself because he saw his involved, including his parents, because that's what he was living on. So they should be honest and not start to fire the common people who dare to seek to do and when they give you color, you have to execute the man. The president knows why he's hiring, so that that's way they are firing other people that have more to come, more needs to be exposed. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Hello. Oh, this person slipped off the line. Let's go back to the line. Hello.
Yes, my name is Sekou Jawate. I do call you from Lufa County.
Sekou, let's hear
to
you.
be precise, Benjamin.
Let's hear you, Sekou.
Yeah. The issue about the drugs, the president is aware. Because the president cannot tell me or tell the Republic that the drug issue is not part and parcel. If he is not part and parcel, but the statement from Gregor Kumo should have been investigated by this time. But yet then, the president keeps silent and putting common people down for job. So that's what I mean to say the president is aware of this whole drug cartel. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. You're right. Thank you so much, my brother. Yes. Hello. Good evening. How you doing?
I'm calling from Export Content with Project.
Yeah, man, Benu, go ahead. Let's hear you.
You know the people there, the king will lie, and they say one government will lie. They draw issue that they are speaking on. Then before yesterday, you talk about or in spoon and listen to it. You wanted to narrow it, say the government trying to buy flour, bear about 100 bag of flour. to pull a draw inside, or to me to take flower and put in plastic then to carry to burn it, say that it's draw. They draw the burn it, not the draw. Now flower the burn it. The people, they papa and his son, they know about the draw. I can be in power for something, and I'm here for everything. Then something just starting the time, and I know about it. I know about it. I get concerned about it. So that it's going on. They were all around. They say we are being draw. Summertime in the laboratory and they use the dimension. Like we say, oh, but we are being drawn. When we are carrying what and I say, I've been drawn, forgive me. We are what to say, forgive me, what to compare. That we are being drawn, we don't know about it. They dying on we are. Like they call being drawn, we are government. They people, they are wicked people, they are wicked. They running our, look at our ball. Say they took the ball and they give it to the Guinea. They gain a human auto now, but I can't speak to the we say, oh, like my nephew, we feel settle everything. And my nephew, we're talking to the international community. Donald Trump, please interfere, check into our case. You will not say I will die before you can't. We are begging international community, you can't in our case in Liberia, we are dying. You will not get it job.
Sorry about that, man. That's more time. How are you doing? Yeah. Thank you. Black Eye came up with our artificial suspension dismissal. We don't even know which one is he talking about. So as to reduce communication from the government, that was the intent. But they are not really real about it because if the fully RG come and confirm what we have been saying about having higher up in the government that is associated with the drugs, because it's not possible for you to be having all of those drugs that were mentioned, the FICUs, 19.2, 80 million or 8 million, then later the 317, some are saying 400 million, the vice president now. So it's not possible that just you see your foreigner coming into your country and doing it, and people are not part of it. And we know that because what the guys will do, they will make sure that they will deal with a key area in the country. And the cartel have been able to successfully do that. When you talk about NSA, who's supposed to give all information? The last time under the George Weah government, it was NSA that got a take off when the $100 million were on their way to Liberia, as far as Brazil. And when it got here, it was seen at the Freeport of Monrovia. But surprisingly, some of the United Party people who claim, who call on radio, to say that they are defending government and they are not informed. They will tell you, say, oh, in fact, the drug was not burned. You kidding me? So one of the brother, the drug that they are saying, oh, they burned the drug yesterday, it was so of them. But the CDC government with the $100 million thing, with the person of the international community, the drugs was destroyed, it was burned. But this one, some of them, when standing over there, they say they want to go burn drugs. You see where we are? Then you put up names that some of them are not some of the senior officials that the police actually talk about. You dismissing somebody for way or general ministry, procurement director. Okay, what role did he play? Okay, the Faraway Patrol man, Kwabo is saying that he will call by higher up to escort that particular car. But it would be like for him to say the truth. Okay, then we are not hearing the other DA about the day. They do moving me. I will call the real people that are doing the drugs. You better call the real people. Because you can't keep playing around things here. We are aware the guys are infiltrated NSA. Then you tell me, say, the West will not be part of it, the American will not be part of it when they are making so much contribution to the area of national security. So if the government will sit here and allow NSA to be infiltrated, this is a serious blow to this government. And they are looking for a way, they can say they can use CDC as a sacrificial lamb again in the day 2023. But this is not going to work. And this is why we will continue to shield them, we will continue to need them, that the need should come up. You still see a government official. When you come see a government today, you will hear again that all names are coming up from the legislature, but they are telling us to hold on here, and all kinds of things coming on. So we don't know. All we can say is doing a God, that God going to expose them. They know way that they can escape. They drop balls in this country where we are getting some information that more to come. They're going to hunt them into the election year. No way they can cover it, no way they can control it. It is not in the public that broadcast government is a cocaine government, it is lies of PDC. They were the ones that were trading drugs in this country. This is why that in their government they are exporting drugs. They are not using drugs to be able to get money to take care of other things. So more will come out and we'll continue to beat on them so that the truth will continue to show its face. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed Moka. Thanks for your contribution. Really, really appreciate it. Let's move to this call. Good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, Gregory was not the first person under this government to say government officials involved with drugs. The former deputy DA boss said that the three branches of this government, there are people under this government in the three branches, executive, legislature, and judiciary, selling drugs. So the person be saying, class government, not part government, another government, I didn't want selling the drugs. Oh, it's really a lie. My name is Ibrahim.
All right, Abraham. Thank you, Abraham. Thank you. But imagine bulk of the people, right? NSA folks, this is serious. This is very, very serious. The National Security Agency, the NSA, right? Imagine, look at the number of presidents involved. Look at the number of presidents. That's just the first few names. The names, the number of presidents dismissed, suspended, dismissed. About 3 or 4 just for NSA alone. National Security Agency of the country. This is sad. This is terrible. It's very, very terrible for our country. It's sad for our country. Our national security is now at risk. Anybody can infiltrate. Anybody can infiltrate. So we are not safe. We're really not safe in the country. We are not safe. Anybody can use money to get infiltrate the security. If the NSA is not credible, the LMP is not credible, then what's going to happen to our security? What's going to happen? Have you asked yourself what's going to happen to our security? They play a very key role. They play a very key role. The police and the national security. The army is there. We do agree. The army is responsible to protect the territorial integrity of the country. That's a responsibility. To protect the country. The army. You're responsible to fight external aggression. That's a responsibility. That's why they are responsible. External aggression. Aggression coming from outside. People coming to fight. The army goes there. That's a responsibility. National security. Because if something's supposed to happen in the country, the first thing that the NSA must have the information. Must get the first information in fact before they can pass it on that yes, people are planning this. The NSA. That's national security. What is happening to our country on the United Party? On Joseph Boakai? Is that the kind of experience? You think investors are going to come in the country when this thing are happening? Anybody can just infiltrate, anybody can just enter the country and do whatever they want to do. You think investors will be happy to see this is happening in our country? Investors hear about just business in our country, you think they'll be happy to invest their money here? They wouldn't. Our borders are not protected. One country will just send soldiers into our side. And our government is not strong enough to protect our borders. Is a very serious issue. You think investor will come? So why investor can the person can spend millions of dollars one day? Just see people never get it. They just are shooting. That man, he run away, he go back. Maybe the man comes from Europe, he comes from maybe somewhere else. He can invest millions of dollars. And they say Liberia is weak, man. So they just see people. So you have the security in time to protect the investor investment in case of anything, to protect their investment. But the investors are not seeing this happy. Get ready up. Guinea. They just cross. They just come. Disrespectfully. They just cross from their side. They came. They raised their flag. When Joseph Boakai home, the president, the sitting president of the country, when Joseph Boakai home, Joseph Boakai does not care. He doesn't care about it. He saying nothing about it. He waved. In fact, Joseph Boakai anything on nothing. Joseph Boakai anything on our land. But to displace people, to demolish people who I think you can say Ghana making new land so that people will not have place to sleep. You see how ungrateful the Papi is? That's been ungrateful. They broke homes down right over the Satan Sinker. They went to 72nd, that woman invested money, millions of dollars. She was crying in tears. They said that the army people land. What did the Papi say? The army people land. Ghana making new land. So Joseph Boakai was saying land was very important. God is not making new land. So the one you have now, you have to utilize it. So why God is not making new land for our land that the Guinean soldiers have encroached on? Why? What are you doing? But civilians, people who voted for you, you made them homeless. You were in solidarity with them as a president. What did you do? You said they were right. When people demolished their homes, brought down this, they were standing looking at their homes, being brought down in despair, in anguish. As the president of the country, refused to take action. You refuse to take action. Your citizens crying in tears. But the only thing you could say, Ghana making new land. So they should break it down. It's good for them. It's sweet for them. You'll break it down. It's sweet for them. You'll break it down. I don't care. Ghana making new land, you'll break it down. But let the land there, the people out there. People from different countries, not even your own citizen, but your own Liberian citizen who voted for you as a government. But you said they should break their homes down because Ghana making new land. But people from different countries, foreigners, they came and took your land. And you say you waive it because Dumuya like your nephew. For your nephew is the president for another country. So he said Dumuya will take that side. You waive it to Dumuya. But your own Liberian citizens who voted for you, brought you the power. You said they should break their homes down, make them homeless. You went go to Satan. One person will come and claim the whole thing. Few days again, I ran out. What's the place? The car factory. There was a huge plane crashes there. The police had to intervene. In fact, the police could not even contain the crowd. The protesters, people took cutlasses, machetes. Government should be able to protect the interests of the citizens. Protect them, not to make them vulnerable. Comfort them. That statement that God is not making new land, that was the least statement that anyone would have expected President Boakai to have said. After thousands of people, homes were being demolished. He saw children, some children dropped out of schools because they didn't have anywhere to sleep. Imagine how long it was going to take them to find another home. When they will keep their uniforms, their shoes, their boats. Some of their boats got destroyed during the rainy season time. May have right about 5 o'clock in the morning. People start sharing Government police officer, the sheriff, with document from the court. That if you have anything, so where you are late, imagine folks, this is how sad, this is how horrible it is. So where you are late for years, and over there somebody come 5 o'clock, they say they gave you 15 or 20 minutes, you should park. Where are you going? Where do you know that you're going? In 15 minutes to park your thing, how is it possible to park your thing in 15 minutes, to find a place in 15 minutes? How is it possible? How is it possible, folks? If you are a tenant in somebody's house, you rent it in that place. That's why somebody will give you 15 days. Because it's not possible that if you want to you just move. It will take you time to probably have to look for a place, asking, moving from one place to another. Then what much more about somebody who has been living somewhere? Somebody that comes, just go to the court, just send people, document, and come. And sometimes when this is happening, that's why sometimes, why the shooter? Yes, sometimes legality take place, right? But it's expediency. It's also important. It could be legal and they should break it down, but it is also expedient that we intervene while the shooter is legal. That they should break it down, but look at how many persons are going to be affected. You have a responsibility to provide for your people as a government. So like that, you choose expediency over legality. Find a way forward. Find an amicable solution. What can we do? Negotiate with the rightful owner as a government. Yeah, what can we do now? These people have resided here for a couple of years. So where are they going? So can you give them a chance? Can we find somewhere else to relocate them? So yes. That's what a responsible government does. That's what a responsible government does. But Baka would say, gonna making New York break it down. Making people homeless, children crying. I saw mothers. Imagine the next morning when we visited the site, that's the area. You saw mothers. They even talk almost even the broken houses, some of the broken houses, people were still sleeping there because they don't have nowhere to go. They're frustrated. People were sleeping in old cars, old taxis. Nowhere to go. What kind of government, heartless government is this? Why would you be heartless like that? Very heartless to your people. This is wrong for our country. You think on George, we have this thing that are happening? You think it didn't happen? They happen on George we are. But George we are said the people came and said they took places. They said it was theirs. But George we are said no, we can't move these people. We have to find another solution. Let us find alternative. And George we will go there and say, oh my man, the government gave you this. Yeah, the government gave you this. Yeah, give us so time find place for these people to go. Because George Weah government was very responsible. George Weah government cared for people. Unlike this heartless government. Joseph Boakai government that is careless. Careless, selfish. George Weah government was not selfish. George Weah government was selfless. You know what it means? Selfless means not about you. Not about yourself. Selfish me, about you. Selfless, not about me. But what can I do for others? That is selfless. So George Weah government was selfless. Selfless about narcissist, or egocentric. People who just after themselves. Narcissist. Have you heard about narcissist? People who are narcissistic are Joseph Boakai then. The valiant people with narcissistic behavior, narcissist, are people who just after themselves. Everything they do it should be about building themselves, building their family. They don't care about people. They are narcissists. As a government, you don't operate like that. It's wrong. It's wrong. You don't operate like that. When the people vote you, they vote you for improved livelihood. They vote you for good health care. They vote you for good education system. They voted to protect the rule of law in the country. They voted for justice. You should not be judged based on your race, based on your political affiliation. You should be judged by the content of your character, based on what you do. You shouldn't be judged based on which party you come from, based on the political party you come from. No, if you're on the CDC, or because if you're on the CDC, who have to turn the case around to make it wrong, because it's not with us. This is democracy. Everybody will not support the same party. If it was so, we wouldn't have practiced democracy. No. This is democracy. This is not monarchy form of government. This is not imperialism. This is democracy. The people have the will. They have the free will. They have the will. They have the authority. Government by the people, of the people, for the people. Democracy by the people, of the people, for the people. They decide. You can't be like that. It's wrong. We can't continue to run our country like this. This country is for all of us. Everybody has stake in this country. Everybody has right to talk. Because all of us, we are equally Liberian. Joseph Boakai is not more Liberian than me. We are equally Liberian. Joseph Boakai is a Liberian. I'm a Liberian. The only difference between me and Joseph Boakai is the position. The position is temporary. Joseph Boakai will have 6 years. After 6 years, Joseph Boakai, he returns to private life. He will meet me there. And the possible the time Joseph Boakai will be in private life, I will be president. I will have position. So it's about time. That's why, so for some of you, both of you, that's why sometimes when I look at you guys, when I think, because like, the whole thing about, you should always think as a human, that when you eat government, don't think about where you are right now. Think about after government, how your life is going to be. Where will you be after government? Have you asked yourself? But some of you people don't care. So you people have little positions that you're just doing everything. You treat your kids man any way you want to treat him, because maybe you get one Jeep that costs 45,000. You know you're running air conditioned car, so you never care about maybe your fellow man, because you feel that right now you don't need him, but there will be a time you will need him. Life should not be about the time you need the present presence, the time you need help from the person. It shouldn't be. It's time to recognize the person, to check on the person, to show love, to show concern. The time the person does not have it is the time. The time the person is in need, the time the person is in tears. That's when to reach out, to identify. But some of you people want to identify with people when they reach. You never want to be friendly with poor person. When they reach people who have money, reach people. Life is not like that. It's wrong. Completely wrong. That's not life. That's not life, folks. But anyway, this is our country. We got to keep praying for our country. That's all the time we have to be here with you. And Monday, Teacher Lai will be here on the Monday edition of the program, Face the Issues. I'm sure it is because of the convention in the US. Yes, they understand, because I spoke with Prince. Prince said they in Philip. Yeah, so still having the conventions. I think they're having it in different segments, right? Yes, in Philadelphia, in Philip. So so Prince is unable, Leo is unable to be here because all of them are busy right now, so they wouldn't be here for the show. But we show next week. Yeah, next week Friday, we look forward to seeing them. They will be here. And we are grateful to all of you for always being there, always being with us, always supporting us. And we'll certainly always be grateful. So let's keep praying for our country. This is our only country we have now. So let's keep praying. We shouldn't give up. Let's keep praying for our country. In spite of the situation you are going through right now, the trials, the tribulation, don't give up. All of us are going through it. Sometimes things get difficult. Sometimes no food to eat. Sometimes no transportation to come to work. Sometimes the transportation can't even reach you to work. You reach any area, the rest of the distance you have to walk to come. Because it's about sacrifice. We have to do it for our country. We have to sacrifice. Sometimes it's tough. Sometimes no food. When they get late, Gary, let me pull let you go. But people will never understand. But that's life. You got to go through it. Because we are doing it for a reason, we're doing it for our country. We have our children. Sometimes they're out of school. They are not in school because no money to send them to school. We got to do it. That's sacrifice. If Mandela could abandon, Nelson Mandela could abandon his family, his children, his wife, his children, his extended relatives, friends, for the sake of his country. He went to jail for 27 years. Mandela. Leaving his children. Yeah? Imagine your children. You know how dear your children are to you, to your heart. Because they are your blood. You love them, you always love them. Leaving them 27 years. They are not seeing you. That father, they are missing you. The father love. See, I will do it for my country. I will leave my wife 27 years. Mandela did it. So we eat curry, we eat whatever we have. We will still do what we're supposed to do for our country. Thank you so much for the time. My name is Newton. Talk about that's all the time we have to be with you. Have yourself a pleasant weekend. Bye-bye.